Well, I'm Joe Sorcic, play the drums, and I love music. The first time I think I really knew that music was very important was probably when I had this feeling from the music, when it hit me hard emotionally. It was almost an unexplainable feeling, and you just knew that there was something very deep going on. If you have aggression or you have sadness or happiness or whatever, music channels right to that and connects. There's this really awesome clarinet player named Bill Ponarelli. I used to work for his wife. We'd go get supplies in his car, and there was always be 89.3 on the radio. So I'd hear jazz going on, and I'd ask him, what's going on with this music? He's like, just listen to it and start to get into it. It caught my attention, jazz did, because the music just seemed like there was so much emotion in it. It was so free. Everybody was really expressing themselves, but it was still cohesive. So jazz definitely influenced me early on to work on my technique of playing and try to develop a vocabulary that would let me communicate in a context like that. I think the musicians that really inspire me would be people that are being honest and expressing themselves with their instruments and just letting the music do the talking and just being themselves on the instrument. My style on the drums, I would probably define it as very open, and I do a lot of improvising. I just try to have fun with the music. That's the main thing about my style, is have fun and be myself. Challenges in general I think musicians face is getting their art and their music out there and feeling comfortable with where they are, because musicians and artists that are very passionate tend to be hard on themselves, and they're constantly saying, was that good? Am I any good? They're worried about sounding good. They're worried about outside things that really have nothing to do with the music. So it's tough because there's a lot of pressure on you as a musician to perform and to come up to certain standards that have been created in our society as music has progressed. And sometimes it's difficult to just be happy with where you're at. I think being an aspiring musician comes down to having fun and loving music. So as long as the love for the music is there, I think you'll be just fine. There's a ton of potential in our scene. There's huge acts that have come through, like the Bad Plus. Brian Blade has been here quite a few times. He's one of my favorite drummers. There's new jazz clubs popping up everywhere, and a lot of the young musicians I hang out with are definitely very into jazz. So I think the younger generation is going to help push this forward, and I think the older generation that is out there right now performing, the professionals in our scene, are going to help usher in that new era as well as inspire it. So I think it's just going to be great.